Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks, and welcome to another edition of FC Bayern München Talk. We're back, and yeah, man, it's good to be back after a bit. But guys, listen, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, like, comment your way. Go check ZeerTalks socials, and inshallah, wherever you may be. Before I kick things off, though, I'm pretty sure you would have seen that I was supposed to do a Bayern show and I had to remove it for reasons. We will continue moving forward next week, every Sundays, but yeah, yesterday I just couldn't do it with everything going on. Anyway, best of luck to the other guy, and whoever wants to be a part of it can be a part of it. Who don't want to be a part of it, it is what it is. That's all I'm going to say. I say we now kick things off. And by the way, big up AJ, man. Top mod in the business every single time, man. You get what I'm saying? But this guy, bro.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Nah, man, I mean it, bro. You are a top mod in the business, bro. You get me? But guys, I say we kick things off. We got a couple of news to go through here. I want to kick things off, though, with the Upamecano news. Now, obviously, Upamecano is going to stay with us this summer for next season. So for those of you who are Upa fans, not like I am the biggest one. Oh, here we go. Tuchel scum. There we go. Yeah, you're getting a ban. Fuck out of here. As I was saying, though. Oh, by the way, Tuchel did ruin Upamecano. So, well, there you go. But back to what I was saying. I'm not the biggest fan, but anyone that's a fan of Upamecano, I guess not the greatest news for y'all. I don't know. But anyway, let's read this from L'Equipe. It says, Dayot Upamecano is demanding a significant pay rise in order to extend the Bayern contract. The Frenchman is happy in München and has good relationship with Vincent Kompany. To be fair, that is very true, because you know what? Whether I rate him, whether I don't rate him, one thing I do have to say, Vincent Kompany is the reason to why he feels like confident in playing ball again. Like, you can tell. But believes he deserves a salary that matches his status as one of the top specialists in his position. Negotiations are ongoing, but could still take time to find a solution. All right. Here's the thing I want to address about Upamecano. Do I rate him like that? No, because I want to see him perform when it matters the most. I've maintained it with a lot of players that people rate so highly. If you can perform when it matters the most, cool. I can rate you very highly, no problem. But until then, I have my reservations. Now, in regards to the contract situations here, I actually think the Bayern board may have to do the similar action or take the similar action as they took with Alphonso Davies, which is the following. The following is wait it out. Obviously, negotiate your way. Obviously, I'm not gonna say don't. Try to come to a middle ground. But I would like to see if Upamecano can actually step up next season or not. If Upamecano can step up at some point during next season, then give him the contract extension and give him a wage that's respectable for both him and the club. You get what I'm saying? I won't say give him hella pay rise, like, because by the way, Alphonso Davies, Joshua Kimmich, and Musiala, they got hella pay rises. Although to be fair, some people be like, well, how did Davies get it? Because he didn't earn until the start of last season, which I get 100%. 100% I get, but that's why I'm maintaining the same energy. With Upamecano, let's see how he does next season. If he's performing, then maybe give him what he wants. Because I'm not going to lie, guys. We're going to play some big games in the Champions League, in the league phase. I want to see if he can step up in them games. And if he cannot step up in them games, then what's the point in giving him an extension? Because he's shown now that he's not really good enough to play against high-class opposition. You know what I'm saying? So why bother giving the contract like that? It just don't make sense to me at all. So yeah, I would wait it out personally. Obviously, negotiate, let the negotiation go on. But if I'm Bayern, I wouldn't budge if he's asking for the highest of salaries or wages. I wouldn't do that. Personally speaking, I would generally want to see how he does in the first half of the season. That's just me, personally. So yeah. That's my thoughts on center. Speaking of center backs, though, before we move on to wingers, because I know I see winger conversations in the chat. Yeah. By the way, I saw Ravi's there. Big up Ravi. Big up Aziz Habib Galbi. Yeah. Big up Godfrey. I see you all in the chat, my Habibis. Every single one of you pause. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, guys, my G's. The chat. Big up to y'all. Stawani, I'm trying to find it. No, not there. Aywa. Where is this other center back that I want to talk about? Because I'm not going to lie, I genuinely think this center back could have added to our squad. Hell, maybe taken places of somebody's. And from Plattenberg. Boom. Bayern like Renato Vega's profile, but are not in the race for him at the moment. The defender is in positive talks with Atletico Madrid, and is open to a move to the Spanish capital, which is Madrid. Shame, man, because I actually think he's a top defender, bro. I actually think he could have given competition to Opa and Jonathan Tah. He's pretty quick, physical, has pretty decent on the ball too. Actually, pretty decent on the ball. What's wrong with that? In a company system? Sign me up. Sign me up, bro. You get what I'm saying? But unfortunately, I don't think Bayern are willing to pay 40 million when I believe his value is around 28 million. I think, the problem is with a lot of clubs and fan bases. The problem is they're trying their very hardest to compare today's transfer market to the past year's transfer market. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. Because as the transfer window moving to... you're getting players like Gittes moving for around 50 plus M's. Yeah? You're getting players like Harry fucking Maguire going to Man United for around 80 M's. Yeah? We got in Lucas Hernandez for around 80. Now, to be fair, I actually think he could have done something if he didn't get injured. However, you get the point, right? Like, Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Palini, we got him for what? What was it? 54 M's, I think. Like, the market is so inflated ever since that PSG transfer. You can't be doing this thing of, oh, he is not as valuable as this guy, or he's not valuable. Who cares? Pay the money if you think he's good enough. Sometimes you just gotta grow a pair of cojones and be like, you know what? Let's take a gamble on that guy. Now, obviously, I'm not a gambling guy. Astaghfirullah. However, you get what I mean. If the guys you think is good enough, worth the money, pay the money, yeah, and let's see if he performs. But we don't do that, do we? So, yeah. Yeah, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. We will talk about Xavi Simons, Hannah, by the way. Big up to you, G. By the way, I hope you guys like the new thumbnail look. It's all Hannah's work. Big up to Hannah for that, man. You know what I mean? Top thumbnail editor in the business. You get me? Yeah. For someone so young as well. Inshallah. So, yeah, anyway. Man said, what is this? Kane 55 plus goals. Yeah, but we're not talking about Harry Kane here. I don't know what Harry Kane has to do with the conversation, Kakashi. I don't know what he has to do with the conversation. And plus, I would love for him to score 55 plus goals in a season. Hey, Lewandowski scored 56. It'd be lovely to see Harry Kane do that and do that when it matters the most too. Be lovely. It'd be hella lovely, trust me. But yeah, Renato Vega, huge missed opportunity. I think we should have splashed the cash on it. I'll be honest. Splash the money. But we have more than enough money to spend the money on Renato Vega, spend the money on... I mean, to be fair, we're about to spend hella bags on Luis Diaz, which I'm going to talk about, right? And Woltemade. I mean, Woltemade, though, needs to be a bit more respectful from Stuttgart's end because Stuttgart are being frauds a little bit. But, hey, the point is we need to spend more. But, yeah, oh, shoot, there's still Renato Vega. Let me go to the next piece of news, guys. And the next one, what's this? Herbert Heiner will soon announce a decision whether he will run for third. Okay, so he's basically him staying for president eventually. Okay. By the way, the next piece of news, to be honest, I think we'll have to talk about this next. Speaking of Woltemade, I mentioned Woltemade because of the shit. We need to talk about this because I need to bring up a scenario here. So, and I quote and this is from who? Julian Agardi. Okay. Let me go back to zooming in. Okay. Bayern have I shown the screen? Yep, I have. Bayern have withdrawn from the Woltemade negotiations for the time being. The club is now giving full priority to the Luis Diaz deal. If Stuttgart don't show any signs to compromise the Woltemade move could fall through. No intention to submit a third bid for now. Interesting. Very, very interesting in that one. Now, I believe there was more news on Woltemade before I give my insight. So that's one thing. And then there was another one. So there's this one, the Herbert Heiner. Yep, I knew it. There was another one. And another one. You get what I'm saying? And another one. Bosh. My man said, bring my money. عزيز يعني الله يخليك أخي تكفى والله مو بوقتك يا أخي مو بوقتك bro, genuinely, like from the bottom of my heart.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Seriously, bro. What's good, bro? What's good, Muhammad? Inshallah, you're good. Anyway, as I was saying here, this is another piece of news for Woltemade himself. Look at him with that shit. Yeah, he needs to change kit. He needs to wear a Bayern kit, man. Even though our Bayern kit is currently awful. It's ass. Pause. But you get what I'm saying. It's awful. To be fair, it's not as bad as what it looked like online from what I saw in real life, to be fair. The lines kind of saved the design a little bit. But still ass. Pause. Bayern have informed Nick Woltemade that they've withdrawn from the negotiations with Stuttgart for the time being and will not submit a third bid. Yup. It is what it is. As things stand, Woltemade will return to Stuttgart on 28th of July and take part in their training camp in Tegernsee. I hope I said that right, which I probably didn't. The player only wants Bayern and is still hoping the clubs would reach an agreement. By the way, that bit is kind of key still. I do have to say that. Whether negotiations will resume or not now depends on Stuttgart. Here's the thing, guys. I do have a feeling there's going to come a point in time in which, unless Woltemade is like, all right, cool, I'll stay, see how I do, whatever. Like, unless Stuttgart convince him somehow, some way that the guy would want to stay, because it is possible. Players' minds have been changed before. I maintain that energy, no problem. I do have to say, though, guys, it is very possible that he could force the move. So yeah, like, and this is the bit where I'm thinking he might force the move. Let's read this one. So here it says the following: Stuttgart's tough stance is met with incomprehension of both FC Bayern and also Woltemade's camp. And again, Toby Alshisfal, if I said that right, again, he's reporting it from Bild. Yeah, Julian Agardi again. You know, and this is a response, and this is like a quote tweet to this. Bayern will not submit a third bid for Nick Woltemade in the coming days. Before that, Bayern official want a face-to-face meeting with Stuttgart counterparts. However, VfB executives are still refusing such a meeting. Yeah, it's just... I could see him force the move. I can really see him force the move because all the things that the agent said, like the agent can't comprehend what's going on, don't make sense to them. Woltemade really wants to join Bayern München. And wants to try to take an opportunity that's there now that Musiala is injured. You know, maybe he and Kane can play off one another. I'm guessing that's the idea. I don't know. You know? Or you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think, even though we should be paying more money, because I remember I reacted differently to when the offer was made 40 plus 5 add-ons. And even 55 plus 5 plus 5, 50 plus 5, sorry, F1. Yeah, even that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I'm not going to lie. So the way I personally see it is that we need to try to offer around 60 plus 5 add-ons or 65 M's, and then they'll be willing to negotiate. I say we do it. Let's do it. Let's try to negotiate our way. If they want more money, 65. If they don't want 65, meet in the middle, 70. 70 will do. You get me? Something like that. I genuinely think once we're done with, because I think Diaz is going to join us. It is what it is. By the way, speaking of Diaz in Liverpool, big up to Footy Reacts, my guy, bro. I hope you enjoyed the boxing fight. You told me you did it in your stream earlier while I was in the comments. Big up to you. Slap the likes, bro. You know what I mean? Tried some go. Hey, listen, if you ever pull up here, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry, bro. I'll show you how this country runs, bro. Malick. Now, I mean, to be fair, he already has an idea because he told me he met a couple of Saudi people in that boxing event because it was run by Turki al-Sheikh Abu Nasser, my G. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, listen, back to the Bayern conversation. Now that we're probably going to get Luis Diaz, and we're going to talk about that more in a bit. Yeah, it's just... I think after all that is done, because the whole point is the Bayern want to focus on Luis Diaz specifically. They want Luis Diaz, and they want that done. Once that's done, which, again, I'm not the biggest fan, honestly. Not the worst thing in the world, though. I can't lie. But once we're done, now we have to move on to Woltemade. Yeah, we need to move on to Woltemade and try to get that deal done. If we can get those done, somewhat respectable, but we still need a center back. Still need a center half. So, yeah, it's one of those ones for me in which I get why Bayern don't want to force their way into the Woltemade stuff because they want to worry about getting a left winger done. Diaz is the guy. Cool. No problem. Fine. I'm not the biggest fan of Diaz, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But again, we can't forget about we need to monitor how Woltemade reacts to all of this. We need to monitor how Woltemade's agent reacts to all of this. His camp. Because remember, they want to move. They're not happy that Stuttgart don't even want to meet with our board. That's something that we have to keep in mind. So, yeah, listen, I'm not going to lie. I could see a situation in which Woltemade and his camp forces the move. I really could see it. But our board need to be alert as well, because if our board's not alert, again, it takes two to fucking tango, doesn't it? So, yeah, and as of right now, Stuttgart are trying not to budge, but the problem is, usually it would take the player to actually want to, stay at Stuttgart or want to go elsewhere for the board of Stuttgart to actually, similar to the Wirtz thing, right? So the Wirtz thing was like, initially, he was keen, he and his dad keen on the Bayern move, whatever. And then at the end, he met both managers, all that stuff, and he was more pleased with Arne Slot's ideas compared to companies, right? So he chose Liverpool at the end, right? And obviously, we didn't react the way we should have reacted. Instead, we just let Wirtz do the meeting, whatever, and then make the decision. We should have acted and put the money up. So then maybe he doesn't even get the chance to change his mind. It is what it is. The point is, players can change their minds. I've tried to say this to people so many times. Let's not do the same mistake we made with that one, which is already major in itself, with Nick Woltemade. I beg. Let's get this guy done and over the line. Once we're done with both of them, now we can worry about maybe getting a 10 in. We can worry about getting a center back in. Hell, maybe just in case we get a fullback, in case we let Sasha Bowie go. Let's not forget, Sasha Bowie realistically should be gone. About the 10 and winger thing, Kingsley Coman or Gnabry, actually both of them realistically should be gone, but I know one of them will stay. If I was to choose who I'd get rid of, personally, you know what it is, right? Kingsley Coman, I think, is the better footballer. I just feel like Gnabry is more likely to be the guy that will have a decent purple patch in the season out of the two. It's a weird scenario that's running in my mind, but that's what kind of happened last season. It looked like that Gnabry had a better purple patch towards the end of the season and even at the start than what's his name did. Come on. So, bro, the fact that I'm mentioning all this, we need to solve some problems. We really do. Big up Madridista 15. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's React saying? He's saying Diaz 70 mil, we take it and use it. I have a feeling we might pay you more, bro. Maybe 70 plus 5 add-ons or something, or 75 plus 5, something like that. That's what I told Hussam, really. I think that's what's going to happen. Diaz bangs at Bayern, I'll be real. You think? Or are you gaslighting me, bro? Because some fans, they gaslight me a lot, bro. Bro, from what I've seen of Diaz, I can see purple patches, but I'm not here for purple. I'm here for consistency. You get me? I'm here for the consistency. That's the problem. I need somebody when Kane drops deep, the guy takes advantage of opportunities. But maybe the idea is you get Nick Woltemade in, and because Musiala's injured now, you have Kane drop deep and Woltemade feeding off Harry Kane. Maybe that's the idea. But hell, guys, let's see what happens. Let's see exactly what happens there. Speaking of Luis Diaz, we need to talk about him and another player that apparently we're looking at. Now, this other player we're looking at, if I am to be really honest, I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure about this. Let me go find, where was this piece of news? Was it this one or was it the other one? Iowa Hadi. This is from Fabrizio Romano himself as well. From the man that people call Dons. Even though I don't know. He's been tapping Merchant recently. So, anyway. Big up Gurshan, my guy, bro. Hey, by the way, looks like you're going to get Renato Vega, bro. That's a good signing. I was just talking about Renato Vega because we were linked to them as well, bro. If you get Renato Vega at Atletico Madrid, bro, I actually think he helps your back line. Under Simeone as well. Hoy. That's a top signing right there. Zier, your thoughts? Oh, hi, Zier. Your thoughts on Rashford to Barcelona? To be honest, I get why they got him on the deal that they got him. They got him on a loan, right, with option to buy. I think it was around 35 million euros if he does good. Listen, in terms of the deal itself, it's not bad. However, I don't know if he is the profile Barcelona should have been looking at for a left winger. I think a Diaz profile was better suited for Barcelona than better suited for us. And a Rashford profile, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Rashford, I really am not. But a profile of his is a better profile for us than a profile. It's a weird thing because the thing is with Barcelona, they have, They have Rafinha already, who's that goal-scoring winger. They needed somebody that can bring an impact into the game. Whereas with us, we need somebody that can, score. More like. So, yeah, it's one of them weird scenarios, bro. It's one of them weird scenarios. Rashford to Barca is W for Madrid. Well, to be honest, I don't want to go too far with it, but again, I don't know if it's the profile that they should have been looking at personally. But then again, Rashford was really pushing for that move. You know what I mean? He was twerking, bro. It's ridiculous. That's how much Man United are in the gutter, but hey, different discussion for a different time, innit? And by the way, speaking of Man United in the gutter, listen, bro, it's only right that I have to match that statement with some tears. Hold that. Anyway, back to reading pieces of news, guys, and giving my thoughts. Bayern are really interested in Malick Fofana. For those who don't know, he's the fellow left winger over here. Plays for Olympique Lyon. Now I don't know how good he really is. Like I haven't watched enough of him to judge. Like, is he someone that's electric, raw pace, technical ability? I don't know much about his profile. I'll be so honest. I've not watched enough to see. Can he score goals? What's his stats like? What's the best place to check? Let's check Malick Fofana transfer marked stats. It says the following. He has 29 matches, 5 goals for. Oh, that's actually terrible. Okay, so his output is terrible. I'm not gonna lie, the output numbers are terrible. However, I don't know if he's very good for like. Is he one of them impact players? Like, I don't know. But he's pretty young, isn't he? So, yeah. But anyway, they're saying the Belgian winger can be Bayern's plan B if Luis Diaz. Wait, why did I just switch? Oh, if Luis Diaz deal collapses, which I don't think it will collapse, so I don't think we're gonna eventually be looking at. Maybe we could look at him. It depends on the price tag. But he can also be an option for Liverpool if Diaz's move to Bayern goes through. Yeah, Liverpool, but I don't know. That would depend though on what happens with the Rodrigo situation. Because by the way, I generally think we're funding Liverpool for Rodrigo. I really do. But then again, that depends on if Rodrigo will stay or if he won't stay. First of all, Bayern's top priority is to close the deal for Diaz as soon as possible, with the player open to the move. Bayern are now set to submit an important bid to Liverpool to convince them to sell. If Liverpool open the door, Bayern are happy to go strong and close the deal. Otherwise, Fofana is a strong option for Bayern. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think we will go for Fofana personally because I think it looks like we're gonna pay the money for Diaz, and let me show you guys why. I actually think I already spoke about Diaz, right? Like, and by the way, there's more news on Diaz, so let's talk about Diaz here quickly before I show you guys something, because there's something that makes me that I have to show that makes me think it's done, damage is done. Bayern are expecting Liverpool to show willingness to sell Diaz following their spending spree of around 300 million euros so far this summer. Nevertheless, the club is also aware that Liverpool FC are tough negotiators. I mean, this I have to admit, Edwards has been a tough negotiator this summer. If there's one thing I'll give Liverpool credit this summer, and I learned it from the Verts thing, bro, Edwards, my God, bro, that guy, best director in the world, genuinely. There's a reason why Hilal fans have been like crying out for his hiring, bro, because he's that good. When it comes to the transfer fee, Bayern are confident that Diaz wants to join them. Now, I don't know if this is reliable, but yeah, if this is true, yeah. But the thing is, though, with Liverpool, they spent around 150, I believe, or I think it went down to 120. I think Leverkusen were nicing them. These absolute dickheads, right? And then they made some sales. Like I know they sold Kwanzaa, and I don't know if they're selling other players. I don't know. But then they were trying to chase Isak. Obviously, Newcastle want to keep Isak, but Isak, for some reason, is looking like he's open to Hilal move and Newcastle. But that's a whole different discussion I already talked about on the Hilal stream the other day. And then now Liverpool are paying around 95 million euros for Ekitike, who personally, for me, I think should have stayed at Frankfurt. However, if there's a Premier League club he could have joined, and I'm not going to lie, it's me changing my mind because initially I thought he shouldn't have joined Liverpool. However, thinking about it, if they have a proper left winger, have Salah on the right, you have Wirtz now creating, Ekitike low-key can do it. He's basically a taller version of a Firmino. Like he could genuinely fit Liverpool's attack. So all that considered, and now Luis Diaz looks like he's on the jump to Bayern. Yes, they could go for Rodrigo, or if Rodrigo stays, they go for Fofana. Bro, Liverpool are in a situation that they hold the cards, man. I can't even believe I'm saying this. At the moment, because of how they've been moving in the window, they are holding the cards. You know what I mean? And with us, because we're not in a good position at the moment, the way we've been running ourselves, we have to pay up the money. But this is why I would not really like going for Luis Diaz, because the problem with Luis Diaz, don't get it twisted. I know I said pay the money, blah 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 blah. I agree. Here's the thing, though, guys. When Rodrigo is available, you can put a bit more of that money on him. Again, it depends on if he will stay or not. Now, I don't know how good Fofana is. If I knew more about Fofana, maybe I should just go for Fofana and get it done with. Maybe because they are in a situation which they have to sell. But then again, now they're in League One, and I think they're even in Europa League. So, yeah. It's a sticky situation, man. Big up Abdullah Habibi. I hope you're good, man. But yeah, it's just... Listen, I think Luis Diaz, he has fundamentals of being a left winger. I'm not going to act like he doesn't. I just don't know if putting all that money on him is worth it when you can go for Rodrigo. Or again, for fun, I don't know you, Abdullah. I don't know. But Rodrigo, I think the main one for me is Rodrigo. When you can go for a Rodrigo, like, why put all that on him? You get what I'm saying? Like, you could put all that plus another 10 million. Boom, happy days. He's yours, bro. The guy's worth more than that. If we're talking about today's market, the way people talk about today's market and certain players and all that shit, right? So, fuck it. Why not just put up that money for Rodrigo? Now, here's the thing that people need to also understand. Now, I'm not a fan of this mentality from our board. I really am not. I think it's pathetic, personally. صراحة. However, put it this way. They view it as a thing of, if we get Luis Diaz in, we don't have to pay a lot of wages. Even though, let's be honest, they're about to pay 14 million euros a year. Which, how much is that a week? How much is that a week? I don't know, because he was on around, Aziz, you're going to have to tell me, brother. How much was he on at Liverpool? They say he was on around, I think, 8 million? 8 million a year? Euros, not pounds. Pounds is a bit different, obviously. But if I was to do, what was it, 14? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, divide by 52 weeks. He would be earning 269,000 pounds, 230 pounds a week if he joined us. Not pounds, sorry, euros a week. Again, it was 55k a week. I'm sure it was 55k a week. Because if he joins us, it would actually be way more than that. I'm not joking. The plan is to give 14 million a year. 14 million. I'm using my calculator right now because I'm awful at maths. Yeah. Divide that by 52 weeks. There's your answer. See? There's the math right there. There's the math. So we're about to pay him this amount in a week in euros. And I'll be honest, guys. Are we in a position in which we need to pay that much money and he doesn't perform? Again, they're gambling, so fine. The fact that they're gambling, it is what it is. It's just, I feel like they should be doing that, paying the wages for someone more guaranteed, which is Rodrigo. That's my concern. That is my concern, man. I'll be really honest. I don't think that they're aware of that. But this is why this board, unfortunately, this is why this board.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, there you go, Ravi. All right, Abdullah, you seem like you followed up on Malick Fofana. I want you to describe to me what's his profiling, bro. Is he good on the ball? I will say, though, I checked his numbers. It's not good. But forget numbers, because to be fair, numbers is not everything. Even though at Bayern, we do need numbers. But what type of profile is he? And not just Abdullah. I want every single one of you in the chat that followed up, yeah? Give me an idea on how he plays. Actually, you know what? Let me watch for myself. However, I'm going to watch on my phone in the background. I want to see how good he really is, because I'm not trying to get copyright strike or anything. Wasn't it Malick Fofana? Man said, Habibi, big up Zier and the sleeps me. Oh my God, man. No, that's big up, bro. Big That's I don't know Donny. Well, there you go. Big up. I watched him against United. He was good. All right, we're gonna watch him now. I muted it. I'm gonna see what he does on the ball. We're gonna watch this. I mean, I'm gonna watch this. You guys are just seeing my reaction here. All right. Let's see what he does. Oi. But that was a sick touching. Oi. Man megged him as well, you know. Oi. Okay, he cuts out here. He has a pretty good touch for his. Damn, he looks pretty tall, actually. Oi, what a finish that was. Oi. What a finish that was. Obviously, I don't want to take these clips as everything. Oh, he got past two man there. You know, one thing I'll give him, though, he looks like he has fundamental. Oh, he got past Hakimi, bro. Yeah, Hakimi in his best season. Crazy work. Oi. Oh, that was a pretty decent. I can't lie. That finish alone was pretty good. Okay, he's pretty quick as well. That's something I'll give him. Ooh, nice. Nice surrounding the keeper like that. Ooh, he reacted at a very good time, bro. Okay. Wait, you know one thing I noticed with him, yeah? I can tell his IQ is there, bro. The guy actually has pretty good IQ. Like when to shoot, like the timing of the dribbles and all this stuff. I can see why Abdullah is very keen on Malick Fofana, I can see why. The problem is his output needs to improve if he was to join us. That's the only thing. His output would have to improve if he was to join us. Not gonna lie. If he's cheap, I would get him as the backup as well. Like if we get Diaz, I would get him on top of it. Why not get both? Fuck it. Get both of them. Get rid of Coman and Abra. Get both. Get both. But anyway, let's see this. Let's see more of this. Oi. Okay. Beats his man there. I think that was Tavernier in the Europa League. Okay. Okay, the key. Oh, yeah, I could have done a bit better there. Ooh. Why foul, bro? Hey. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that feint was nice. Dribble, boom. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. For those who rate Fofana, I can see why. I really can see why. Like, he's not one of them guys that has consistent output, but he's one of them ones that brings proper impact onto the pitch, bro. Like, and the energy is there, the IQ, the technical ability. My God, bro. He just works on the finishing a bit more, which, I mean, some of his catalog of finishes are pretty decent. Why not? Generally, why not? Oh, you know what? I can see why people are keen just by seeing a few of these videos, a few of these clips. They're not finished about it. They're also in for Lookman. He's giving priority to Inter. Yeah. I see that happening, bro. Lewis. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would take him as, bro. He's not one of those that can score, so I wouldn't get him in to start. I'm not gonna lie. However, I would bring him in as like an impact, bro. Could you imagine him coming off the bench? Oi, we could do with Fofana coming off the bench. Why not, bro? Why not? Obviously, you play him in some games when you rotate and that, and he'll try to prove himself. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, Lewis. You know, if this board had used their brains, which, Lewis, you and I, we both know they don't use their brains. Bro, fuck it. Generally, fuck, bro. Bring both. Bring him. Bring Diaz if you want, since you weren't going to get him anyway. Now you have two pretty good options on the wing, right? And then you have Woltemade, Kane. You get a 10 maybe. Why not? Bro, I know why you're saying this. I know why you're saying this, Matt, bro. I hate, bro. You see, the worst part about that comment is, and I swear down, this is the bit that hurts me, yeah? Joselu turned up when it mattered most against Harry Kane, bro. I know Kane got subbed off, but because he was hurt, but bro, it's not a good look. It's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. I ain't answering that question, though, because I need Kane to prove himself next season, bro. Realistically, he should have been gone, bro. But he's here, so it is what it is. He won a trophy. Hopefully, he actually used that motivation to be better, which doesn't look like he is in the Club World Cup, so. This board makes Solo look like a genius. Bro, Lewis, please, bro. Please. Bro, Lewis, I beg. I'm on the mood to, bro. Like, I can't lie. That Solo Sikoa thing that happened on SmackDown, crazy work. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, Malick Fofana, the clips I just saw, I'll take him as backup, no problem. No problem. Sign me up. Oh, by the way, look who's arrived. Who's arrived, man? Man like Bambi. Bambi's arrived to the Sabnestrasse, man. Look at him, man. Him calfed up, him with the crutches and the and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying, man? He's at Sabnestrasse with crutches today alongside Alphonso Davies, who's doing his rehab. club employee. By the way, the fact Davies is doing rehab when he could have been on holiday, much respect. Wallah al-Azim, I actually rate that. Now I actually have faith that he'll actually improve it, like when he's back. And we'll be back to what he was doing, like. Because that takes mentality to do, by the way. Like, let's be fair. Now, again, speaking of 10s, we do have to talk about this last piece of news. And here we go, guys. Xavi Simons' price tag can be under 70 million euros. Bayern remain keen. Chelsea and Arsenal are also aware of the situation. The situation is expected to develop soon. You guys know what my thoughts are. I think he panics on the ball too much, but I actually still think he's a baller, regardless. I think there's talent there that you can get out of him. It's just he needs to be a bit more brave. It's same with Özil. It's like you have the talent, but you need to be more brave, man. Stop panicking, man. You need to just express yourself, bro. Pause. That sounds hella mad, but you get what I mean. Chelsea are currently the most concrete option for Xavi Simons. Talks between the English club and the players' camp have already started. Bayern are not concretely in the race so far, but Max Erb is informed of everything. It's from Plattenberg. Who's this? Philippines. Okay, so it's from Sky, Germany. Bruh, I'll be real. If we don't get him, it is what it is. But the fact that we don't really have a 10 like that, we're better off doing so. It's one of them ones. By the way, it's another idea for a left winger. I forgot to mention. Chris Führich from Stuttgart. But then again, Stuttgart ain't going to budge. So there's no point going after Stuttgart players unless if it's Angelo Stiller. And even then, that's going to be hard to get. So why did we let Stiller go? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's what I would say on that. Yeah. Oh, big up Rabona. Big up Zier in the chat. Sorry about the show you had planned, but hope you can do it. Oh, yeah, inshallah, I'll still do it, man. And ain't nobody stopping me from doing that show. One thing I can tell you is I will find my way in doing that show, and it starts next week. So, yeah, man, you in with me, up to you. You ain't in with me, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to diss you or anything like that because I understand the situation you were put in. But hey, that's life. هذه الحاجة كاتب من الله الخير, man. That's the way I view it, man. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? They will, yeah. Bro, they really do want stupid money, and it's pretty jarring, bro. It really is pretty jarring. Hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. By the way, there was something I was gonna show y'all, but I forgot to do it. Now, I believe I reposted this. Let me go my channel. Let me go on my account. Find it. Yeah. Now this was posted yesterday, I believe. And I found this very interesting. Because this kind of confirms what I think we all already know. Also, big up, Rabona. Bless. I'll definitely be tuning in. Show them you can keep rising. 100%. Yeah, it is. No, I'm very sorry, Lewis. I really am, bro. But anyway, Federico Chiesa left out of Liverpool squad for the preseason tour as he's expected to leave this summer. Same with Luis Diaz, apparently. Not part of the squad for the friendly game today, but regularly included in the squad for preseason tour. Yeah, he's definitely leaving that squad. Huh. Brother, that guy, the moment we pay up the money, he's gone, bro. Man's going to be doing his madness in München. At least he'll try to. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's why I think we're going to sign Diaz. I think Bayern have looked at the left-wing target. They're about to get him. Am I the biggest fan of his? Nah. How much do you think you'll end up paying for Lucho? Around, I think we're going to pay around 75 mil. So, oh, you're about, okay. My apologies, bro. But yeah, Lucho, listen, I'll back him at the starting phases of the season. Let's see what he can do. I'll reserve my judgments. But he has to perform. He has to perform, and he has to be more consistent than he was at Liverpool. Because he can beat a man. He can break a low block. I believe he can. My problem is, will he be consistent enough in front of goal? If we give him 1v1s, will he finish it? That's the thing. So, Luis Diaz, he's going to join. It is what it is. Yeah. We used to have high standards. We used to. I don't think we do anymore. At least under certain mandem in the regime now. I mean, even Uli Hoeneß has lost certain standards. Like, the only standards he has is the standards of staying the same as back in the day, which was still not spend much but get the player in. Now it's one of them ones is which he's not willing to get the player because the player costs so much money. So his priority is more about the money than it is getting the player over the line. You know what I mean? It's sad, but it's the truth. Oh, yeah. But Bambi is more likely going to play in the 10 when he's back. But then again, how long will it take till he's back? And to be honest, I don't even want to rush him back. That's another thing we need to talk about. I feel guilty already. There you are. It's jarring we couldn't go for Rodrigo. That's annoying. This signing feels like we are turning into AC Milan. Damn. Hey, Lewis, talk about how you feel, bro. Speaking of talk about how you feel. Yeah. I know certain Mandem is going to join. Say why your piece in it. You would take Lucho. Hey, big up Mike. You would take Lucho, bro. Xavi Simons, low-key, I kind of hear you, but you would take Lucho. Listen, Lucho, he has to perform, man. Man like Lucho better be performing, man. If he ain't performing, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'll be the first guy to call it out. Because we don't need just performance, by the way. We need output. Give me the output, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, by the way, I agree with Madridista. We move more like Juventus. But to be fair, Milan is not bad. But the thing is with Juve, it's because... But then again, Milan were winning Champions League. Now they're not because of how they're run. Same with us, whereas we're still winning leagues. So actually, to be fair, the Milan thing makes more sense if you think of it in that context. But that's the point. But that's why I don't want to rush him. I would bring him back around. So he's rumored to be out for 5 months max, right? Or that's at least his injury to recover. I would bring him back February, March. I wouldn't bring him back January. I feel like that's rushing him back. It's either Lucho or Malick Fofana, and Fofana needs at least another year. Yeah, by the way, I saw clips of his and he looks like a ball. You know what I would do? I said this already. If you're going to bring in Diaz, I'd bring Fofana as well. Impact. If Diaz ain't performing, you can sub him off. The problem is we're not going to do that because Gnabry and Coman, unless if they want Gnabry, because remember, they did say Gnabry was going to be the second striker or he's going to be playing as a 10. Company is going to probably play him as a 10. And do I want to allow Gnabry as a 10? No. So why not bring Fofana as another option on the wing? Why not? That's my thing. So why? I mean, you're going to get Diaz now, even though I'm not the biggest fan. Should have gone for Rodrigo. Bro, I personally think they should be going for, what's his name? I think go for Fofana too. Go for Diaz and Fofana. Even though I'm not a fan of the Diaz thing compared to when you look at the Rodrigo thing. If Rodrigo's not available, fine. But the fact that the Rodrigo's available, crazy work. We need a center back still, whether it's Esteve, whether now it could have been Renato Vega, but we're not pushing in for that one. So yeah. And bro, Xavi Simons, I don't mind getting him only because Musiala is injured. But realistically, we should be pushing for the Eze thing. I think Eze is better than him. I really rate Eze more than Xavi Simons. You think we get Diaz, Xavi, and even Rodgers, but Rodgers obviously is gonna stay at Villa. You think we get Diaz, Xavi, and Fofana in this window? Nah. Simmons will probably not go to Bayern. I think he'll go elsewhere. Fofana, I don't know. Diaz is a guarantee. I actually think low-key we can get Woltemade in because the agents and Woltemade, they really want this Bayern move so badly, bro. When you want to move so badly, eventually you get it. Eventually, unless if something happens in which you change your mind. But that's where we have to act. You know? That's what I would say. Yeah, to be fair, if we're talking value for money, they're more likely to get Xavi Simons. You are correct, but I would rather Eze. Yeah, exactly, Lewis. That's the thing. Are you guys unemployed or in different countries? It's not evening time there. Oh, damn. Thing is, for us, we do 9 to 5 jobs. Yes, actually, not even 9 to 5. It's 8 to 5, 8 to 4. It's not even 9 to 5. It's 8 to 4 p.m. jobs. That's usually how it goes in Saudi. But when it comes to going out and doing all that stuff, we're more nightlife type people than we are daytime owls, like how it is in the West. So yeah, we're more likely to stay up late. So I said I'm 8 to 8 now. Well, there you go. Wait, Raboni, 6 p.m. for you. Wait, what country do you reside in? You're 1 hour behind me. For me, it's 7:07. I mean, what country do you reside in? For me, it's 7:08. Ah, okay. You're like Hano. Makes sense now. Yeah. You guys are 1 hour behind because Hano told me a lot about. He's in South Africa. But big up, man. Big up to the South African, man. Big up the Bafana, and that. You get me. Anyway, Woltemade is too much for his experience. He's 40 million. I disagree with this, bro. I personally would pay. If it was 65 M's, that's an ideal scenario. Especially with how Stuttgart are acting, I would pay it, bro. Take the risk. And if it doesn't work, then yeah, in hindsight, not a good idea, but take the risk. Fuck it, bro. Because I actually think he is one of them strikers that can be replacing Harry Kane as the main number 9. He really can. And he can only just improve from it. Bro, he's so tall. He's good on the ball. Can score. Man scored 12 goals in half a season last year. Like, come on now. What are we doing here? Like, I don't think people are understanding this. Let me go show you guys the stats. Because I don't think people believe me when I say this shit. It baffles me. Woltemade. Stats. Okay. Man, this is career stats. Let's go 24-25. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. It's still okay. Okay. So, this is the amount of goals he scored, right? Now, you would think in 28 games, 12 goals, not good, right? It's not bad, not good, but I want you guys to keep something in mind. He played half a season. Right? In the DFB Pokal, towards the ending stages, look at 5 games, 5 goals. And And by the way, he scored in the DFB Pokal final. So now he's built up a certain mentality to turn up in finals. That's something we can benefit out of, guys. That's something we can benefit out of. The fact that he scored in the final, mentality, bro. That's exactly what we're looking for. It says 28 games. It doesn't say starts. Like, see, it says 28 games. This is appearances. How can I check starts? Is there a way I can check starts? If I can check starts, I'll be perfect as well. Perfect scenario for me. Like, just, you know what I mean? Do you know how to do Arteta loser? Do you know how? Anyway. SofaScore. I'm not the biggest fan of SofaScore, but we'll do it anyway. Fuck it. We will do it anyway. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. Woltemade stats. Oh, wait. Sofa's. Okay, SofaScore. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how they do it over here. So right now, this is where I am. I've not used. I need to use these apps a little bit more often. Although I'm not a stats guy, that's the problem. Anyway, so this is where I am at the moment. So this is nationality Germany, 23 years old, 198 centimeters high, is right-footed. Let's get out of here. Is there a way I can get rid of this stupid? Yes, stop seeing this ad. I'll just say it's inappropriate. Fuck off. Anyway. So what's this? What's this? Monthly average rating. But even these ratings I don't, because they don't tell the eye test. I want eye test. Nah, that's cool, bro. That's cool, bro. Anyway, I'm going to end in a bit. I'm just trying to see the stats that Mandem are telling me about. That's not that. Anyway. What is it? Sure enough. Okay. Where is the stats? Or am I tripping? What's this? Okay. I found it. I think this is it. So, and I can do it by season as well. Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. So see, when he was at Werder Bremen, the stats was awful. Yeah. Let's not lie. The stats was awful. He goes to Stuttgart, and now he has 17 goals in total, 3 assists, and 33 matches played, and 2,055 minutes. Now, I do not know where the starting is. Like, can someone tell me where starting is? Bro, Australia has everything. But do you want to know a fun fact, DM? Fun fact that I found out a month ago. You know how we're known for having camels? Did you know that majority of the camels that we have were imported from Australia? So anytime we're called Camel League, realistically, the Camel League should be referred to the Australian League, not to the Saudi League. But it's okay. I will take the Camel League because I enjoy eating camel meat, hashi. And I haven't tried camel milk, to be honest. I actually do need to try that. Believe it or not, I actually genuinely need to try that. But yeah. Hey, listen, I'm assuming you're an Arsenal fan, brother. I wouldn't have minded taking, but it's not happening. I actually low-key think he would benefit out of what Kane does. But nah, it's not happening. Because he has certain things that suit. Apparently, yeah, apparently. I couldn't believe it. Let me show you. I swear down. I didn't believe it at first. Oh, yeah, you said donkey or horse, brother. Just because I've been acting nice today don't mean I don't punish people. That is audacious. Big up to you, though. Yeah, that's audacious. Get punished. Really? Camels are not originally from the Middle East? They do. They do, bro. I'm telling you. Hey, let me show you right now. Camel. Wait. Camel. Does it show here? Aywa, let's read this. I know it's AI overview thing, but this is what it says. Yes, Australia exports camels to Saudi Arabia. This is a relatively recent development stemming from Australia's large feral camel population, which originated from the camels introduced for transport and exploration in the 19th and early 20th centuries. These camels are now exported for various purposes, including breeding stock and for racing, tourist attractions, and even... By the way, I was told by a friend at the time, it's because our ratio wasn't enough. So we had to get from Australia. Because Australia, like Lewis says, has the largest population of them. And they're trying to minimize their own ratio as well, while we're trying to increase ours. Hey, good deal. Yeah, they are. I'm aware of that as well. But people think of us being the ones that where camels originated from and all that and all this stuff, because all you see online and all you've seen on television screens is that. So, yeah. Yup. Yep, you do.
I said, give me a hell yeah.
There you go. So you've learned something new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But back to Woltemade, guys. Let's not skip on. I'm trying to find starts because I've showed stats. The point I was trying to say about Woltemade, yeah, the guy may as well be a camel himself, the way he looks. But listen, I genuinely think he's a player that we should be going in for regardless of the price. Oh fuck! I need to share that screen again because I removed it. I'm a donkey. I'm moving like Tuchel, guys. Only Tuchel moves like donkey. Anyway, here we are. So it says his strength positioning. I agree, which is what Bayern München needs, by the way, because Harry Kane's positioning. Oh my god, anchor play and finishing. You know what? SofaScore is actually not wrong here. To be fair, he's not even wrong, and he can play in the 10 and that striker position. His weakness, ball control. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually think his ball control for his height, you know what I'm saying, is not the worst. It's actually okay. Like people call him Voltemade. I mean, that's a stretch. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever's saying Voltemade, you man are crazy. However, I do think for his height, he actually has good technique. So yeah, it is what it is. Oh, is he live? Big up and good luck. Good luck. I guess by the way, I'll mod you as well. But yeah, listen, I will raid him in a bit. We will raid him in a bit, man. Add as moderator, standard mod. You're a mod, Rabona. Big up to you every single time. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. But guys, listen, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna end, and I think since nobody's joining, and we're gonna redirect to Will. Since she's saying he's live, we're gonna redirect to him. Fuck it. Unless if I can find someone that could really do with a redirect. Do I find anyone that could really do with it? Because to be fair, if I do, I'll do that. Not really anybody. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're redirecting to Will. He's doing whatever he's doing with Edwin. So we're gonna go there and we're gonna say ZeerRaid. So yeah, guys, you already know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're well wherever you may be. Listen, I'm gonna bounce now. I still have to play this clip because our board does stink. See you later. ZeerRaid.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
See you later.